You know the feeling. The cursor hovers. The clock ticks down. That sudden irrational urgency is ancient engineering running inside a modern skull. To understand why a simple timer controls your wallet, we must look away from the screen. This ancient biological system was built for a prehistoric world where dwindling resources were real, immediate, and potentially fatal. Realizing that marketing countdowns, exploit, an evolutionary survival glitch will change how you perceive every sale you see from this moment on. Take Maya, a digital marketer who understands how advertising is engineered. She is disciplined, transferring £150 into a savings account every Monday. Irregularities she is proud of. During a Tuesday lunch break, she scrolls through a fashion app. A red banner bleeds across the top. Flash sale. 60% off ends in 3 hours. It's a jacket she looked at months ago and decided she didn't need. Her expression tightens. She is no longer browsing. She is deciding. A primitive sense of emergency takes over, abandoning 2 years of financial logic to secure the jacket before the clock had zero. The jacket arrives, sits in her wardrobe for months, and is eventually forgotten because the brain doesn't connect events months apart. She never links this impulse buy to the fact that she couldn't make her savings transfer later that season. This raises a question Maya never thought to ask. Why does manufactured urgency feel so much like logic in the moment? In 1975, a psychologist named Stephen Warshell put cookies in 2 identical jars. One held 10 cookies. The other held only 2 people, consistently rated the cookies from the near-empty jar as tastier and more valuable, even though they were exactly the same. Researchers call this bias the scarcity heuristic. It is a mental shortcut where the mere presence of scarcity changes our subjective experience of an object's value. This bias is a relic of the savannah when food was running out. The brains that acted fast on scarcity signals survived. Those that paused to, deliberate often didn't. Looking at this brain scan, we can see the mechanism. Artificial scarcity triggers a burst of norepinephrine, a stress hormone. This causes the limbic system to light up, while the prefrontal cortex, the analytical part of your brain, fades into the background. This is compounded by reactance theory. When we perceive that an opportunity is being taken away, the restriction itself triggers a biological desire to regain that freedom of choice, because the limbic system reacts before the rational mind can intervene. The brain frequently treats a manufactured, digital deadline with the same physiological priority as a real survival threat. Retailers exploit this daily vague, while stocks last tags are often printed under items that are manufactured indefinitely. These aren't warnings, they are triggers designed to spike same-day purchase decisions. The tech industry uses exclusivity to generate demand for free products. When Google Plus launched, people actually paid real money on eBay for invitations to a social network that cost nothing to join, simply because access was restricted. This bias even reaches into our careers. Researchers at Harvard Business School found that artificial time pressure in negotiations like job offers that expire in 48 hours reliably pushes people toward early agreements and worse terms. Socially, we call this FOMO, but on a biological level, a social gathering. You weren't part of registers as a dwindling resource connection and status, slipping away. It is ancient threat detection misfiring in a digital feed across every environment. The core mechanism is the same. A third party creates an artificial restriction to profit off your ancient biological response. Studies show the average adult makes between 8 and 12 unplanned purchases every month at an average value of £43 each. These scarcity-triggered decisions create a £430 monthly drain on the average household. Now meet two people who start the same year with the same income. Person A understands the scarcity heuristic and introduces a 24-hour pause before any unplanned purchase. Person B operates on default settings, spending that £430 every month over 10 years. Person A's recovered spending becomes approximately £45,000. Person B is left only with the memory of deals that felt like wins. The scarcity heuristic skims wealth over a lifetime, draining accounts in amounts too small to notice daily, but too large to ignore long-term. Defending yourself starts with a reframe. An urgent deadline is a deliberate feature of marketing meant to degrade your decision-making. The clock is operating on you. Data from Cornell University proves that a 24-hour delay eliminates over 60% of unplanned purchases. Artificial urgency evaporates once you sleep on it. Treat a sudden pull toward a limited-time offer as external data about your nervous system being manipulated. When that urgency hits, ask yourself if you would want the object just as much tomorrow. The goal is to capture the fraction of a second before the click, the window where understanding can arrive before the ancient brain completes its decision. That small pause changes everything. If you enjoyed this explanation, subscribe for more psychology-based money insights.